Hello, and welcome to another episode of the You Are Not Alone podcast. My name is Debbie Gold, and I'm here with my co-host and son, Greg, and we are so glad that you're here with us. Each week on this show, we will talk about informative issues that will make you think and help you grow. It is our wish that you will find hope, encouragement, and a little bit of Jesus in every episode. Welcome back to the You Are Not Alone podcast. Greg and I are here. We took a break over the Christmas holiday, a bit of an extended break, but we are back. And just want to say, hope you had a Merry Christmas and
a Happy New Year.
And a Happy New Year.
Yeah.
So today we want to talk about speaking life-giving words. Our words, they can really change the course of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder if you ever thought about that.
I mean, yeah, words are powerful. I mean, it's the main way we communicate with people. It can have a negative or positive effect, whatever you say. And some words can have more power than others, I think. So
yeah, I think there is a lot of power in our words, and we can do a whole lot of good with them when we speak positive, encouraging words about ourselves or to ourselves, about our lives, and to other people. Because this can, it can build us up, and it can build up the people in our lives too when we do it to others.
Absolutely.
Or the opposite is true. We can tear others and ourselves apart if we choose to use negative words. I wanted to read just some scripture from the Bible. It's James 3, chapter 3, verses 4 through 5. And it says, let me redo that. It's James 3, verses 4 through 5. Or take ships as an example. Although they are so large and are driven by strong winds, they are steered by a very small rudder wherever the pilot wants to go. Likewise, the tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boasts. Consider what a great forest is set on fire by a small spark.
Basically, what did I say before? I mean, little things can have a huge impact on things.
Right.
Yeah.
Little things can have a huge impact.
A little spark from, the wind or nature or something like that, it can set an entire forest ablaze.
Yes, it can destroy a whole... Destroy.
Destroy.
That's a key word.
Likewise, yeah, the tongue is a small part of the body. It's great boast.
Yes, and it can destroy like a fire. And we can change the course like a rudder of the people in our lives by the way we talk to them.
It can be negative or positive.
Right.
Negative or positive.
So do we want to lift people up or we want to tear them down? Of course, our intentions aren't to tear people down. But we do say things that hurt people.
We might not realize it too sometimes. So.
Right. It's funny. I was thinking about the other day, and I asked I was home for lunch, and I asked if you could make up some taco meat. And I went into the kitchen. I was thinking, I don't know if it's ready, and it looked like you had cooked it, and you put the sauce and all that in there, or the seasoning. And it looked like it was off the burner, and it was. And I thought, well, I don't think that's long enough. And I put it back on the burner, and I picked up the spoon that you were using to stir and cook. And it was one of those Teflon-y, the black ones.
Yeah.
And you were using a stainless steel pan. And I was like so mad because it wasn't working in there for me. Yeah. And I threw it in the sink, the spoon. And I grabbed a silver, a stain. I don't need to talk about that.
Damn it.
And I grabbed a stainless steel spoon and I go, silver spoon. Oh my gosh. But I mean, one thing I have to say.
Oh, looking back on that, I laughed so hard too.
I know. I think you were shocked, but also, I have to say when things like that happen, sometimes there's a reason for that. There is some buildup from behind, and I've been sick with an ear infection, and so there was a lot of that when you can't hear and your head's clogged. And
it makes me so tempered.
Yeah. So that was fueling that energy of emotion there. But, sometimes I wonder, are other families as crazy as our family?
Oh, no, yeah, 100%.
I mean, there are times that I go, did that really happen in this family?
No, I've talked to my buddies about it and stuff before. And even when I've been over at their house and stuff, I hear,
Yeah.
The little brother screaming he's upstairs on his phone. Shut up! Dad's yelling outside. I'm like, oh, okay. This is a mirror of our family too. We're not just like this.
It's just kind of crazy. Well,
I was eating tacos.
I think maybe the family, like the Cleaver family, way back in the day, the Cleaver show.
The Cleveland?
Beaver Cleaver. Oh, you might not even know that. That was the show when I was young. It was in black and white on TV. And it was Mrs. Cleaver. And she was the stay-at-home housewife that wore the dress with the apron. And everything in their family was just perfect. and I think that's just really rare. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, if you ever get a chance to Google that or look that up on your phone.
I'm going to watch it later.
It was Beaver Cleaver. I forget exactly what the show was called, but that was the young boy in the show. Mm-hmm. And he had an older brother, Ward, and then there was a Ward's friend, Eddie Haskell. And Eddie was sort of this kid that was sort of mischievous, and he would kind of do things that weren't always ethical. And he was opposite of the whole...
Oh, the whole family.
Yeah, the whole family. So
he was like the bad son.
Yeah, he was sort of the protagonist or whatever.
Antagonist, yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, so we do have to watch our words, because I'm not sure how that affected you, but it probably wasn't good.
No, it was funny. At the time, I was like, whoa, that's unexpected. And then I'm eating tacos in my room, and I just started laughing out of nowhere. I'm like, that was ridiculous. That was so funny. So,
all right. Well, I do think
it was funny.
We're not unusual, but we need to watch those things, right? So, okay, that was a diversion. What? Where are we?
I believe we were over here.
Yeah. So let's just talk about. So every day. Oh yeah, I wanted to start with this because it's so important, and I do this every day when I pray.
We've been talking about this for a while now, and I really like it. So,
I've mentioned it before. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just saying every day, say what you're thankful for. Mm-hmm. It can be if you have a really hard time coming up with something, like today when I was saying thank you for the medicine that the doctor gave me to help clear my infection. Just those kind of things. If you can't think of anything. And because sometimes you can get in a space where you don't feel thankful. You can say, I got hot water to take a shower. I have a road to drive my car on, or I have a sidewalk to walk to school on, or there's sunshine out there. Mm-hmm.
You gave me a thank you this morning when I started my truck just to wake you up,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like, I needed to get out of bed, so.
Yeah, I heard Greg take off, and I was like, oh, I got to get out of bed. Mm-hmm. And it was encouragement.
You were in the gym, and I was like, I was coming back from the food truck because I got tacos this morning super early. And I see you coming out, and I was like, oh, crap, gym. And I was like, I got to go. And
he committed to me last night he would go with me.
Yeah.
So I call him.
Mm-hmm. You're like, you coming?
Come on, turn your butt around. Let's go.
I'll be on my way.
So he did. He kept his word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, so...
it just makes you feel so much gratitude. And makes you feel thankful for everything. So.
Mm-hmm. And it helps us focus on what we have instead of what we don't have.
True. And look at the big picture too. It's like so many people don't have, good beds to sleep on at night. There are a lot of homeless people. Some countries don't have the money or the food to feed everyone. It's like we are really blessed when we think about it. So
yeah.
We can be thankful for so much because we have a lot of things that a lot of people don't have. So
right.
Count your blessings. So I always like to say that.
Count your blessings. Yep. I found a quote from Willie Nelson. It said, when I started counting my blessings, my whole life turned around.
There you go.
Yeah, I think that's true.
He's a smart man. So
he's smart, he's successful, and he was adopted by his grandparents. Do you remember we talked about that in the first episode?
That's right, Willie. Yeah. He was.
Yeah. So, and he's from Texas and the Austin area.
Yeah.
Well, he lives here now. I don't remember where he's from, but he's Texas.
Mm-hmm. He's always around.
Yeah, for sure. So just let's be grateful. Let's think about that and try to keep that in our lives. Mm-hmm. Next, encourage and build others up. Mm-hmm. That's really important to do. And why is that important? Because they're powerful. We talked about that in the beginning. They can actually make people feel better physically and emotionally. And I want to give an example. I was going back and thinking about this, and when we were over Thanksgiving, and we were in Virginia Beach with Dad's family, his brother Alan, when we got to the house and we kind of settled in, and he says to me, he goes, "Deb, you look great. It was your hair color. Looks awesome. You're looking healthy. It looks like you lost some weight." And I just went, "Oh, thank you." And I knew I'd lost some weight. I felt I was looking healthy. But to hear him say that and actually acknowledge
Confirm
it or
whatever.
Not confirm it, but just to acknowledge it and say that to me.
It's like he noticed.
He noticed, yes. And it really made me feel good, and it changed our relationship. Crazy, but it really did. It was like I felt really a lot more connected to him on that trip, and I still do. In fact, we had a conversation a few weeks ago about some stuff going on, in my life, and I reached out to him. It was crazy.
Awesome.
I would never have thought I would have done that.
Yeah.
And
well, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I do feel he's a pretty cool dude.
Yeah.
Like I really got to know him better.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's changed our relationship.
Yeah.
And that's what words can do.
Yeah, they're extremely powerful. So, yeah. Well, I mean, I have an example too.
Yeah, what's that?
Our dog, Nico. So bless his soul. We had to put him down about, what was it? It was January 6th. So about 5 days ago. Yeah. 5 days ago.
Pretty new, right?
He went over the Rainbow Bridge. So
yeah.
But it was extremely tough. It's the hardest thing I've ever had to do. And, my good buddy, he came out the day of, and he's lost a couple dogs too. So he was, relating to me and helping me through the trauma, or not the trauma, just the pain of everything. And he just kept me distracted through it and just kept my mind off it. And he brought like a more positive, way of thinking about it too, which was really helpful.
Do you recall what he said?
I mean,
sometimes we're caught up in the emotion, we don't remember.
I mean, like he's not in pain anymore and stuff. Because I mean, his back legs were weak and stuff like that.
He had arthritis really bad.
He did.
He was on a lot of pain medicine.
He was on a lot of pain medicine, so it's like he's not in pain anymore. He's flying high. So, and he lived 13 years, so that's a pretty good run. So
yeah.
For labs, they live, I think, like 11 years usually. So, and he was like a lab mix. So, but 13 years was a really good run. So, but yeah, he helped me through that. And our neighbors and everyone, we sent out a group chat letting our neighbors know. And everyone just like sent their condolences and stuff. And it was super, super helpful to hear everyone talk about that. So, and then how Linda gave us a card the other day and stuff. That was super sweet. So
yeah,
everyone's really being really sweet about it. So
right,
it's really helpful. So knowing that other people are there for you. So
yeah, it changed. Well, I'm sure it changed your relationship with Nathaniel.
Yeah,
good friend, and getting a card from Linda and Tim and Kayla, really
meant a lot.
It made me feel like they really cared about us and that their hearts were hurting for us and they were wanting us to feel
She's such a dog lady too. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
They are dog people.
Absolutely.
So, other ways to lift up other people. I mean, just sometimes saying simple things like, hey, be good to yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Or... I know you probably, just thanks for being available to help.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You're always good about expressing your thanks and
you got to let people know that, you value them because time is valuable and stuff. So especially in rough times.
Yeah.
So.
I know sometimes when people are discouraged or feeling a little hopeless, I'll say things like, hey, this is tough, but you're tougher.
Right, yeah.
Give it a shot. What do you got to lose, right?
Exactly. Just encourage them. Yeah.
Be encouraging to people.
Words of encouragement are so powerful. So they can do a lot for people.
You can move people across the line. You can, by your words, you can push them into a place that they may not have gone.
Right, yeah.
And they could have missed out on an opportunity. It's so
important.
So important, and words can be so powerful, like we said.
Yeah.
Did you want to tell you were telling me about you and Chase called Grandma?
Oh, that's right, yeah. So
it's another good example.
Yeah, the other day, my dad texted me and Chase, and he was like, "Hey guys, you know how Grandma sent a check for Christmas and stuff, and you should wish her Merry Christmas and stuff, and thank you for the checks and stuff." So Chase comes in my room, and we both sit down, and we call Grandma. She doesn't pick up at first, and when we're about to leave a voicemail, and then all of a sudden she calls back right away. We're like, "Grandma, how you doing?" and stuff, and she was in like the process of moving, I think, or something like that.
They just got her moved in.
Yeah.
And she's like 5 minutes now from Ellen and Linda.
Oh, so, no way?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
20 minutes.
Awesome. Yeah. So she was like, there's boxes everywhere, and it's just been chaotic, and just giving me a little update on her life. And she, we were just thanking her for the cards, catching up. We talked about like what we were doing with school-wise and job-wise, and what are we doing, just hanging. And she was like, I don't know if you guys know this, but this phone call, it means the world to me. So it's made my week, it's made my day, and it's like I wish we could be closer, because the distance thing is hard, because she's in Virginia Beach, and we're in Texas, so it's a decent amount. So but yeah, it really meant a lot to her, and it just made me and Chase really happy, and so thankful for her, because she's an amazing grandma. So
yeah, I know it's hard for her not to be close to you guys, and she feels like she misses out on being your grandma, doing the grandma things.
Right.
So
it sucks. So.
But it is life, and that's how a lot of people live these days, right?
Yeah, I just want to get to see her more often. So because I feel bad that she can't be around. So
yeah.
We here?
Yeah. I don't know. I thought this sort of tied into speak like life-giving words, and this kind of focuses on us. It's speaking the truth. If we're committed to truth, at some point we need to give up our weaknesses, and I'm referring to ourselves, speaking the truth to ourselves. We can go along in life and just ignore those little issues that are a problem for us, or those little parts of us, I guess what am I looking for the word? Things that we do that aren't probably good for us in our lives. And, we can't really change anything until we admit
our vices.
Maybe vices, yeah. John, in the Bible, John chapter 8, verse 32 says, "Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free."
I've heard that many times.
Yeah. So when we're committed to the truth, at some point, like I said earlier, we need to admit our weaknesses. So, if we say, what could be an example of that, Greg? Trying to think of one off the top of my head.
Well,
if we said
talking negatively about yourself when you make a little mistake, like you don't mean it, like, let's say you drop a vase or something. Oh, I'm so stupid,
Yeah.
I want to quote Bruce Lee here, because he once said, "Don't speak negatively about yourself, even as a joke. Your body doesn't know the difference. Words are energy and cast spells. That's why it's called spelling. Change the way you speak about yourself, and then you can change your life." So, I mean, even as a joke and stuff, you got to be honest with yourself, and you're not stupid just because you dropped a vase. You made a little silly mistake and stuff, but you just got to be truthful about yourself, and just be honest with yourself, because, like he said, your brain and your body doesn't know the difference. So
yeah.
So, and being honest with yourself, I mean, the truth sets you free. Just like John said. So. Yeah,
I think that, I kind of go back to doing things that aren't healthy for me. Like when I was playing Candy Crush a lot, or I could, it took me to the point of really realizing how much I was doing, and that I could say, this isn't good for me. It's taking a lot of my time, and I'm putting my resources into this game versus being productive, building the podcast, publishing the book I've written, doing all those things that are really important, doing the things that I feel God has called us to do.
Almost like a wake-up call for giving yourself the hard reality or the truth, I guess.
So, and it set me free. I am so glad I gave that up. I've never looked back. And that was because of, I think it was because of a detox sermon at the church back in August. I think it was August. It was before Dad and I went on that road trip. Yeah. So.
You got to play Candy Crush again, though.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Nope. Don't want to.
Oh, come on.
I'm good. I'd rather read a book, do things like that.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
But it did set me free, and I feel happier.
Yeah.
It's really John 8:32. Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free.
There we go.
So don't be afraid to look at what may not be working for you in your life. And that's one way that you can be speaking life-giving words to yourself.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I have today. Do you have anything you want to add?
Today, just speak the truth,
Yeah. Speak the truth. So maybe our call to action will be think about the people that when you hear this message, think about the people that you're going to be coming into contact with in your life that day, and do this every day, and start thinking about encouraging words that you can say to them. People are going on, have stuff going on, or maybe you've got a coworker or a friend that might be going through something, or not even that. You can just give a compliment like, you are always so bubbly. I love that about you. Or, I'd like to be like that more. Just speak it encouraging to people. So be thinking about that. Plan ahead on it. And if you can't come up with anything, just ask God to, pray. Ask him to put encouraging words on your heart.
Amen to that.
So, yeah, amen. All right, well, I guess that's our episode for today.
I guess so.
And we hope you enjoy it and that it's been helpful. And just remember that you are not alone. All right, thank you. Have a good day.